is that campus? Our campus?
No.
Okay. Because I can tell it's a Ginkgo fighter from here. I really can.
The only thing is that, well, then I'll show you the next image. And is this the idea is that the reason these are planted, does it show that they're widely planted, is that they have this fall color and they uniformly turn yellow. And then now you should be able to see it's ginkgo.
That's a female plant, right?
The female, and this would be the male.
Ginkgo. Funny thing is like,
Okay, that's gymnosperms.
yeah, it's called like the Japanese fan one everywhere, but it's like you got it from China.
Yes. Oriental fan.
Huh?
Then it's an oriental fan.
Oriental.
So,
Is that it?
gymnosperms, and then here's the corresponding
That's up on the
one.
text.
Did you want to see these?
I want to see all of them.
I'll go over these two.
I didn't.
Here is the equivalent for flowering plants.
And just for yes. That's not an orchid, is it?
No, it's a lily.
Lily.
Orchids
can't
have
tell.
very,
Facebook too.
well, you can. Orchids have very elaborate petal. One petal's going to be a lot larger and more elaborate than the others, and these are all uniform. So it wouldn't-
Okay, I understand.
and this is showing an enlargement of this. So what would these structures be at the top right there?
Stamen.
Would be the stamen and then the anther at the tip of those. What's what these are?
Stamen, the anther on the top.
Yep. So
And the
you got
filament.
anther, filament, stamen,
Wait, the whole thing is stamen, right? The whole thing is stamen.
stigma, style, ovary,
And that's
whole thing, pistil.
style. So, okay, wait, what just happened? Okay, receptacle. Do we need to know receptacle or no?
The receptacle comes into play when you're covering fruits, because in some fruits like strawberry, the receptacle forms the fruit tissue. But
Okay, so
the receptacle is where you have all the other flower parts attached.
the whole thing is called the
Just
pistil.
This is the longitudinal view through a flower bud, so you can see those structures. And the main thing that happens when a bud opens is that the style and then the filament, particularly down here, elongate.
Huh?
So the anther itself is, and the ovary itself is pretty much formed. So when this flower opens, if I go back like to this one, when this flower bud opens, the main thing that happens is you just elongate the style, you elongate the filaments, and then pushes out the stigma and the anthers.
So they elongate.
They're going to elongate.
Well, I understand.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at a cross section, like cut it through here, and that's the next slide. So what's the structure in the center?
Stamen.
No.
Stigma.
Well, some part of the pistil. It could be the stigma. Most likely it's the style, but some part of the pistil. What's the entire structure off on the right with the big bracket? What's all this?
The pistil? Like the whole thing?
Nope.
Go all the way to the
Remember I
bottom.
told you? Let's go back. I said, let's take a section right through here.
Right through there.
So you can through there. So here's the style. So what else what are you going to get?
Oh, okay. You're going to get the middle part for that.
Yeah. So it's these. So
What are you
now
gonna call
enlarge the anther.
So you're going to call that anther?
This whole thing's an anther, but then the anther is composed of 4 of these structures. So what's this bracket? This whole big thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's this whole structure? Microsporangium. Then in the microsporangium, if the cells inside are unicellular and diploid, what should they be called?
They're diploid, right? Microspore mother cell.
Correct. And if they're in and unicellular, what are they?
They're unicellular, right? I don't know. Microspores. Microspores. I don't know. I just got it.
Okay.
I always use my MG,
A little
FN, and it's like
Microspores.
you'll get it if you repeat it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And this is showing the microspore mother cells. They're undergoing meiosis, producing the microspores, which then develop by mitosis. And so now you should tell the process is complete because look, these microsporangia are opening up. This used to be attached down here. So let's magnify these things in here so you can identify what they are. So the question, what's the evidence that these are pollen but not microspores?
They're pollen, not microspores.
Yeah, what's the evidence? Just by looking at it.
There's 2 nuclei, right?
Yeah, so most of them that you he's looking at is there's two nuclei. So
So they're
two. So it means they can't be microspores, because microspores by definition are only single cell, single nucleus. Ultimately there will be three, but the point that these are lost from
So-
the anther, they have two cells.
And these are what?
So they're pollen.
Pollen.
So that's the mature meal gametophyte, and once it reaches its stigma, it will germinate and look like this. So what's the name of this structure that's part of the male gametophyte?
That's the tube.
Yeah.
Pollen tube?
Tube, right there. That's specifically this. Now if you include this, let's say whole thing, that's pollen or the male gametophyte. And then that's just a nice view that shows the three, what ultimately will be the three cells, two sperm cells, and a pollen tube cell with its own nucleus.
Two sperm cells. And then the whole, what is the top thing called?
It's just where it was all contained. That would be the pollen grain itself, or that would be the protein shell.
The protein.
Yeah, that's protective. Then, so that would be have landed on top of the stigma, going the pollen tube down style to the ovary. Now we're over here, so the whole thing is an ovary, but what's inside the ovary is these things. Not eggs. I was thinking fish or something.
I meant like
Fish?
Ovules. Yeah, ovules. Okay.
Think of fish.
So this bracket is referring to the whole structure, ovary. What is this bracket? Meaning, here's a third. What is that third? Carpel or megaspore film. So this pistil is composed of 3 carpels
Do they all
or 3
have three?
megaspore fills.
they all have three years. It's
Three megaspores.
If it's a monocot, it could be 3s or 6, but this is 3. If it were a dicot, like
Four.
an apple,
Okay.
it probably be 5. So they don't all have 3. This is the idea of multiples.
Wait, I thought
Dicots have four.
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
So it could be 4 or
5
8.
is actually even more common.
Oh really? Then why do they always have 4?
I thought it was 4, 8.
No, most of the examples we had at class were 5. There was just only one that had 4.
Class, I'm sleeping.
So this is a cross
No,
section through the ovary. Now let's go to enlarge one of these on the next slide. That's this. So the entire structure you see here, the bracket, is an ovule. Focus on the cell inside. It's asking over here if it's 2N, single cell. What is it?
It's single cell, 2N.
Single cell.
2N, megaspore, megaspore.
Megaspore mother cell. Now that's going to go development, meiosis, and mitosis. And so over here it's saying this right here, that used to be one single cell diploid. Now it's saying if it's N and single cell, what would those be?
Could be a megaspore.
These could be megaspores.
Oh, megaspore. Sorry, I've written over here.
Okay, how about if they're N and multicellular, which is probably what this is?
Megaspores.
No.
Megagametophite.
Megagametophite. This is the process of forming the female gametophyte.
So on the